be prepared. Today, two forces just collided under everybody's radar, and now we're facing the consequences of a shift we didn't see coming. Today is not just another new moon. Today is Shani Jayanti, the cosmic birthday of Saturn, Lord of Karma, Time, and Truth. And it's happening on the darkest night of the lunar cycle. That's no coincidence. That's a celestial convergence. This rare alignment hasn't just arrived quietly, it's cracked open something. Shani Jayanti marks the energetic emergence of Saturn, not the planet, but the archetype, the ancient force that tracks what you owe and what you're owed. Combined with the new moon, this is a karmic reset, a silent judgment day of sorts. Oh, and have you noticed a shift in your decisions today? Something small but loaded with weight? If so, feel free to share what's shifted for you. And if you feel called, drop a 707 alongside your thoughts to align with this karmic reset. And there's something else. If you were born on a very specific date, this entire day is going to hit you differently. I will explain exactly who this affects later on. So stay with me. But first, not everything about Saturn is what it seems. In fact, the part no one talks about, that's where the real blessing hides. Everyone fears Saturn, but no one ever mentions this. Saturn champions the unseen. If you've ever been overlooked, rejected, cast aside, today is for you. Saturn doesn't play favorites. Saturn plays truth. And if you've been carrying your weight, showing up for others, staying quiet through chaos, holding back when you could have lashed out, Saturn knows. That karmic tally, it's being cleared and reset right now. This isn't just about reckoning, it's also about reward. You might receive a sign today, something subtle but undeniable. A text from someone you thought forgot you, an opportunity that appears from nowhere, a random compliment that hits deeper than it should. Don't dismiss it. That's Saturn saying, I saw what you did, and it counted. Because this is a karmic reset, and that includes the good you thought went unnoticed. Your struggle has a return date, and that return begins today. But there's something else you haven't been told. There's a reason why your body might be acting weird right now. Before something new begins, something old must dissolve completely. This isn't just a new moon. It's a blackout portal, a full energetic shut-off point, where the lights go out so the soul can reset. With Saturn's influence layered in, it becomes something deeper, more silent, more profound. A moment where the universe holds its breath, and so do you. You might feel like time is slower, like nothing is moving, or worse, like something's being taken away. But this isn't punishment, it's preparation. This is the kind of cosmic pause that erases what's outdated, even if you're still emotionally attached to it. Many people are reporting strange symptoms today. You might feel like you're floating but heavy, as if your body is here, but your spirit is in transit. Others say it feels like there's something missing inside, like a quiet hole where something used to be. That's the lunar void, the feeling of being rewritten. Emotionally, don't be surprised if you feel unexpectedly isolated or misunderstood, especially if you've been holding it together for a long time. This withdrawal is part of Saturn's signature. It pulls you back to realign you with what actually matters. Think of it like a cosmic recalibration. And some of you might be hearing things, no, not literally, but deep, internal voices that don't quite feel like your thoughts. These aren't just passing ideas. They're echoes of something ancient. Wisdom from your higher self. Old soul memories waking up now that the noise has gone quiet. If it feels like the old version of you is fading or even dying a little today, don't resist it. Let the blackouts strip away the noise. What survives is who you really are. But now that the reset is underway, what happens next? Well, it won't be instant. And that's the point. Saturn doesn't deny you. Saturn prepares you. This energy today might feel frustrating, like something's on the tip of your life, but never quite landing. But that's not a block. That's a delay. And with Saturn, delays are sacred. This entire day is stamped with the energy of time-coded blessings. What you're planting now, even if it feels invisible, is being marked for delivery. Not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but exactly when it's supposed to arrive. This moment is stamped with karmic scheduling. Whatever you're asking for right now, a breakthrough, a release, a rebirth, it's being planted deep and will begin unfolding over the next 9 weeks. That's the window Saturn works with. It sounds long. But when it shows up, it's not fleeting, it's permanent. If you've been working towards something, especially behind the scenes, a dream no one clapped for, a truth you lived quietly, a pain you transmuted silently, this is the cosmic moment that says, yes, it counted. Keep going. Whatever feels paused today is still progressing. You just can't see it yet. Think of it like a seed under soil, quiet, invisible, but not inactive. Everything is shifting, and Saturn makes sure it only blooms when it's unshakable. So if it feels like the universe is ignoring your effort, it isn't. It's sealing it, securing it, protecting it. Patience today becomes prosperity later, and this time, the rewards will last. But there's something else happening under this portal that goes beyond blessings or setbacks. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean it's not happening. You might have woken up today feeling nothing. No spark, no excitement, no sadness even. Just a strange blankness. Like you're living your life from a few feet above your body, watching things unfold, but not really inside them. That numbness, it's not failure. It's not regression. It's spiritual anesthesia. Right now, there's a deeper operation underway. And Saturn, known for its cold precision, is the one holding the scalpel. Not to hurt you, to remove what's been festering beneath your awareness. The emotional distance you feel is actually divine design. Saturn numbs your reactions so you won't run from the work. This is not a day for breakthroughs you can post about or emotions you can easily explain. It's more like a quiet, unseen realignment happening below the surface. You might not even know what exactly is shifting, just that something is. That's enough. Don't rush to feel better. Don't force clarity. Let the cosmic surgery happen. Trust that not all healing comes with signs or fireworks. Sometimes it just comes with silence and a strange sense of stillness you can't quite put your finger on. Stillness doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening in silence. So if you feel disconnected, removed, or even emotionally frozen, stay put. You're not broken. You're just being rebooted. Karma doesn't forget, but it also doesn't punish, it teaches. Today, a different kind of energy begins to move, a slower, more sobering one. Saturn opens the scroll, not to scare you, but to bring you face to face with your own timeline. This is the audit energy. You might suddenly find yourself remembering things you thought were long buried, a conversation you regret, a promise you broke, a decision you avoided. These aren't random flashbacks, they're prompts, gentle nudges from the cosmos to make peace with the mess, not to pretend it never happened. And in some cases, this might not come from within, but from someone else. A person from your past might suddenly reach out. Or maybe you'll be confronted in an unexpected way. These aren't attacks. They're mirrors. Saturn is holding them up so you can finally deal with what you've been avoiding. During the audit, nothing hides, not even your best intentions. But this isn't only about facing flaws or feeling guilt. For those who've been walking with integrity, even when it wasn't easy, something rare begins to unfold. Subtle blessings, delays suddenly clearing, being at the right place at the right time, a sense that the universe sees you and finally acknowledges you. If you've been doing the work silently, if you've chosen truth over convenience, if you've held on to your values when no one was watching, this energy is your confirmation. You weren't invisible. You were just preparing for the moment the universe catches up. And that moment? It starts now. But for some of you, this entire day hits way deeper than just Saturn or the Moon. Because something even bigger is activating in your chart, and it's only just beginning. When Saturn returns, you either rise into your legacy or collapse under your own weight. There's a subtle shift happening across the collective right now, but for some people, it's not subtle at all. It's seismic. That's because the next wave of Saturn returns is beginning to activate. And if you were born between February 1996 and January 1998, or between January 1966 and December 1968, your time has arrived. Even if you're not personally in the middle of a Saturn return, you're going to feel this wave. Because when Saturn comes back to the same point it occupied at your birth, the entire energy field of the collective starts to buzz differently. The people going through it become mirrors, amplifiers, teachers, and cautionary tales. A Saturn return is not a gentle event, it's a reckoning. It strips away what isn't true and demands alignment. For some, this means leaving the job, ending the relationship, confronting the lies they've told themselves for years. For others, it means finally stepping into leadership, owning their gifts, and doing the thing they've always been called to do but were too afraid to begin. The thing is, today marks a tone-setting moment for this entire wave. The Moon is gone. Saturn is reborn. It's not just a coincidence. It's a signature stamped into the sky. We're all feeling it, whether we realize it or not. The pressure to be more authentic, the sudden intolerance for our own excuses, the urge to level up, not from ambition, but from necessity, because staying small just isn't sustainable anymore. Saturn doesn't punish, it prepares. This is also why you might notice people around you going through massive changes seemingly overnight. The one who used to avoid responsibility is suddenly waking up. The person who always played it safe is now launching something bold. Or on the flip side, someone who looked like they had it all together may suddenly unravel, not as punishment, but as a clearing for something real to take shape. So if your world feels like it's rearranging itself, you're not broken. You're just aligning with something deeper. And if you were born in one of those key ranges, know this: your choices now have an echo that lasts 30 years. Saturn is giving you the chance to claim your legacy. Whether you take it is entirely up to you. But there's something else happening too. A strange awareness, a sense that you're not alone in your thoughts, in your decisions, in your patterns, because you're not. The universe doesn't eavesdrop, it listens with intention. Have you been feeling it too? That sensation that someone or something is watching you, not with fear, but with deep curiosity. It's not paranoia, it's presence. Today, Saturn's gaze is fixed, and it's not just observing you, it's evaluating you. This isn't a human judgment. It's not some distant deity keeping a checklist. It's energetic feedback, a kind of spiritual awareness that what you do today, how you behave, and the integrity you hold, all of it matters more than usual. It could show up in subtle ways, like a sudden moment of clarity while looking in the mirror. A silence that feels loaded with meaning. An internal voice whispering, "You know what you have to do." The numbers might start repeating. You glance at the clock, and it's 11:11. Later, 7:07. Then 12:12. These aren't just coincidences. They're check-ins. Saturn's way of reminding you, "I see you. Keep going." And often, right before a breakthrough, life throws in a test. A small trigger, a familiar pattern, a moment that asks, "Have you really changed?" Because Saturn doesn't test to fail you. It tests to prepare you for more. The more you want, the more responsibility it takes. That's just the math of the cosmos. You're being watched, not to be judged, but to be remembered. When you rise into your higher self, even when it's inconvenient, when you choose honesty over ease, patience over control, growth over comfort, that's when Saturn steps in. Not with fireworks, but with foundation. The support you've been asking for doesn't come as a shortcut. It comes as stability. And today, whether you feel it or not, you're being held to a higher standard, not because you're being punished, but because you're ready. But what happens next depends entirely on what you choose to do with this moment. Saturn doesn't haunt you with the past. It hands you the key to rewrite it. Today's energy isn't just heavy, it's reflective, but not in the soft, dreamy way. This is the kind of reflection that catches you off guard. It shows you the things you thought you buried, the decisions you thought were behind you, the people you thought you'd forgotten, and it's no accident. Right now, Saturn becomes the mirror. But this mirror isn't showing your face. It's showing your past. Not to punish you, but to hand you the final draft of a lesson you never fully integrated. Don't be surprised if your dreams pull up old homes you haven't seen in years, or if you suddenly feel an urge to check on someone who hurt you. Some might randomly hear from an ex or scroll past a memory they weren't expecting. But here's the thing. These are not invitations. They're reflections. This day is coded to bring closure, not reconnection. Because the version of you who made those choices, that person is dissolving. The fusion of this moon's darkness with Saturn's return creates a time-bending field where loose ends beg to be noticed, but not reopened. If the past knocks today, don't answer out of nostalgia, answer with wisdom. This isn't about regret. It's about review. Think of it as your spiritual report card. And Saturn, the great evaluator, is flipping through the pages. Some of it will sting, but some of it will remind you just how far you've come. So if something or someone from your past reappears today, ask yourself, do I want to relive that chapter? Or do I finally want to close the book? Because this energy has no patience for loops. And if you say yes to what you've already outgrown, don't be surprised if things start breaking down fast. Saturn clears what no longer aligns. And that includes identities, connections, beliefs, even memories that are holding too much weight in your energy field. Today is a mirror, not a door. You're not meant to walk backward. You're meant to recognize how much you've evolved since then. And trust that whatever is surfacing, it's not about going back. It's about letting go. Words cast spells. Today, silence is the safest magic. There's a reason ancient traditions treated this day with sacred caution. Today isn't just spiritually charged, it's spiritually binding. And that means what you say, think, or commit to right now might not just echo, it might lock in. That's the real weight of this moment. Saturn's karmic authority is high, and the new moon's emptiness is wide open. Combine those two, and you've got a cosmic vacuum ready to absorb every word, every promise, every impulse you throw into it. This is why today is not the day to make bold declarations. It's not the day to write someone off forever. It's not the day to commit to a goal out of pressure or shout your emotions into the void, hoping someone listens. Because today, the universe is listening. And it's not responding to your words, it's sealing them. Today, your words are contracts. Speak only what you're ready to live. In ancient Vedic traditions, this day was observed in silence, not because there was nothing to say, but because silence was seen as a form of respect, a form of protection, a space-making act that lets the universe speak first. And right now, the most powerful thing you can do is listen. Don't rush to name what you're feeling. Don't try to label the shift. Don't force meaning. Just be with it. Watch what arises. Notice what breaks. Pay attention to what repeats. This isn't passivity. It's precision. Because if you speak too soon, you might speak from the wrong version of yourself, from fear, from ego, from pain that isn't fully processed yet. And Saturn doesn't just listen, it records. So give it space. Let the dust settle. Let the insight land. Not everything needs a caption. Not every emotion needs a conclusion. The universe is mid-sentence right now. Don't interrupt. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Let's bring it all together. Everything you felt today, the silence, the intensity, the flashbacks, the stillness, the strange sense that something big is happening, even if you can't see it, it's not random. And it's definitely not just about today. What's unfolding right now is a karmic reset, one that only happens at this depth a few times in a lifetime. This moment isn't here to give you instant answers. It's here to align your soul with a much bigger path, a long game, a higher arc, a deeper purpose that doesn't run on speed, it runs on truth. And if it feels slow, if it feels heavy, if it feels like nothing is moving, trust that it is. Just not in the way your ego wants, but exactly in the way your spirit needs. Because Saturn doesn't rush. Saturn builds. And right now, you're laying the foundation of what your next chapter will stand on. Discipline now becomes destiny later. So the question is, what are you choosing to build? What values do you want to live by, not just when it's easy, but when no one's watching? What small promise can you keep to yourself, not for results, but for respect? It doesn't have to be dramatic. Maybe it's finally drinking water before reaching for your phone. Maybe it's speaking to yourself with kindness instead of shame. Maybe it's pausing before reacting, because silence is sacred and you now know that. Whatever it is, let it be intentional. Let it be rooted in your highest self, not your loudest fear. Because right now, Saturn is listening. And whatever you build from here, it builds back. Stronger, wiser, realer. Legacy isn't made in loud moments, it's made in quiet choices. So today, make a quiet choice. One small act of alignment. That's how karmic timelines shift. That's how you tell the universe, I'm ready to play the long game. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.